Did Taylor Swift send you a note when you unseated her as the world's youngest self-made female billionaire?
I'm a huge Taylor fan. Like, she's probably the only person I've ever met in my life that like, fangirled over. Like, I was like shaking. So, no, she didn't send a note, and it was really sad because I would have loved a note.
You're obviously a very driven person. Were you always this way? Were you like this as a kid?
Weirdly enough, I think so, but like not necessarily for like the motivation of wanting to change the world. There was something to like being, I was always competitive.
Hmm.
So I think this like started off when I was even, selling Pokemon cards on the playground or like building bots to like make money on Neopets. Like I wasn't really using that money to invest in stocks, for example, at that age. Like I was specifically building bots to get items on Neopets to sell and make money so I could buy better pets on Neopets and
Okay.
like buy other things I wanted, like skateboards, etc. Because I always wanted to like be the best at everything. And that included like owning the rarest pets on Neopets. Yeah. And I think that competitive nature drove me to like really where I am today. I also think I just like really love building products. I think like I don't know if it's like just competitiveness, like, oh cool, I built like the best arcade website, I built the best internet marketing tool. But it's really cool for me to see like people use my like the apps I build, right? Like I would build random apps on weekends for fun, and then just launch them on Product Hunt, and then they would go viral and then get millions of users. And just like seeing people out in the wild use it was just very cool.
What's your approach when when you're pitching to investors? I mean, you seem pretty convincing. What's your advice to people who got their first idea or they're going into their first pitch meeting?
My advice is actually very different for raising money. So I think when you're raising money, you should always only be raising when you don't need to raise, or at least act like you don't need the money, because that's when investors want to come to you, right? So my piece of advice there is if you're starting out, you have no metrics whatsoever, go approach investors, but like from an advice standpoint. Don't ask for money, just say like, hey, like I really admire you because of X, Y, and Z. You seem domain knowledgeable in what I'm building. I'd love to grab a coffee and get some advice on an idea I'm having. And then you ask for advice, you talk about yourself. And at that stage, they're really betting on you as a person. And if they want to invest in you because they think you're impressive, they're going to offer themselves. And when a round is preempted, it becomes like the hottest thing in town, I guess.
Mm.
For my Series A, so we did pretty large Series A earlier. I Our numbers were just like phenomenal, and I knew that. So I just sent out an investor update, and immediately everyone started inbounding and asking like, "Oh, are you raising? Like, let's chat." Blah blah blah, because they just wanted to preempt it. And when I got my first term sheet and it was a preempt, I was able to go to everyone and say like, "Hey, I wasn't fundraising, but like we got preempted," and then we became the hottest ticket in town.
Mm.
So there's strategies, but the main strategy is like act like you don't need the money, and they'll come to you.
Let's talk a little bit about your day to day because you've talked about this and it's you're not a slacker, Lucy. Can you describe a day just like when you get up to when you snap the laptop shut for the day?
Oh, snap the laptop shut is kind of different. Okay, yeah. So I would say I probably get up at like 5:45 a.m. ish. And then quickly pack. I go to Barry's and then I'll do two Barry's classes in a row. I'm getting lazy though. I used to do three. Okay, so I do two Barry's classes in a row. And then I pretty much go like straight from Barry's to the office. And then my day in the office is very like it it's not always consistently the same, but I think that like what generally is consistent is I meet with the design product team because I want to see like how far along we are on building our features. And then I want to catch early UI UX mistakes. Like the worst thing that can happen is, you have a product idea, the designer takes a month or 2 months to design it, and it's nothing like what you want, right? So I stay close to that team. And then I stay close with like, our marketing socials team, and our sales team, because obviously those are like the GMV revenue drivers. So working on strategy there, on just, ways we can automate the process more, how close we are to like getting a contract signed, etc. Other than that, it can really vary. So, for example, today was like a big podcast day where I filmed with you, NASDAQ, and one other person. I guess NASDAQ was really more a little interview, but um, yeah, it's really never the same.